start, bench cut. Clay,
All right,
PG,
y'all better act right.
Manu in his prime.
Manu,
Y'all better
Clay,
act right.
Paul George.
Manu, Clay, Paul George. Wow, really?
We're cutting Paul George over those two.
Yes.
Yo, look,
I get called the
George
Clay
is
Thompson.
not-
Hold
beat.
on. I understand we just gave Manu his props, but come on now.
Yo,
Manu's starting regardless.
Manu is not.
I'm
Manu
just
is
trying to
not
be nice.
starting over those two.
Yo,
Stop.
Tucson,
He's
check me out.
easily
Check me
better
out.
than
Check
Clay.
me out,
He's
Tucson.
easily
Check me
better
out,
than
Tucson. It's like this. Manu is playing 48 minutes, and Klay Thompson only comes in if Manu gets hurt.
Yeah, realistically, I would cut Clay, but I get called the Clay Thompson.
I was gonna say I would cut Clay before I cut anybody else. That's
Clay would be cut, but I'm not.
I'm cutting Clay. Yeah, I'm cutting Clay before I cut anybody.
But yeah, Manu, PG, Clay is where I would go.
It don't even matter for me because Manu only coming out the game when he pulling on his jersey. Like,
PG over Manu. So do you have all time? Do you have Manu Ginobili over Paul George?
Yep.
Me?
You really have Manu Ginobili over Paul George?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to.
Oh man, I'm not with.
We going? No. We talking just like career.
Wait, time out. Is this even a conversation? Like really?
Like
no. Like wait. Time out. Wait. Just so I'm not like I can just get things straight. We went from arguing Paul George and DeMar DeRozan to arguing Paul George and Manu Ginobili.
I mean,
that's a good point.
George and DeMar DeRozan
what are we doing today?
Nah, that's a good point.
I can't believe that. Listen, I'm all for like the Manu love. Y'all gassing it real quick though. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all gassing it, bro. Y'all gassing it right now, bro. Y'all gassing it.
Come on.
I highly doubt Manu Ginobili on that Pacers team is doing what Paul George did.
He's simply
doubt that.
not. He's not. We love Manu
that.
because he's on the Spurs.
Oh, you're right. He would have won the series. You're right. He would have won that shit.
He would have won it, bro.
No, he would not have, bro. Come on. Nah. If you want to be real,
are y'all serious?
I might get kicked out for saying this. If you want to talk about glorified role players, Manu might be up there, bro. I can't hold you. Manu might be a glorified.
What do you mean by that? What's that?
Hold on. Yeah, can you elaborate? Because
we've never seen Manu as a clear-cut number one. We love to praise Manu when he's besides Timmy, and I think Tony Parker's a glorified role player too. I think Pop implemented a system that catered to their play styles, and I simply think that they're okay. If they were on their own team, I don't know what they're gonna do, bro.
Bro, Tucson. Manu was getting busy on the island. Manu was getting busy on the island.
Can you pull up some stats for me, please?
I don't care about stats. I watched the shit. Manu Ginobili was nice on an island.
I pulled up stats. I put up Paul George's stats because you guys keep talking about what he did in Indiana. And I'm looking, and he went crazy for one playoff run, two playoff runs. And guess what, Mars? They both ended in the first round. He averaged 27, one first round series where they lost 3-4 to Toronto, DeMar DeRozan in 2016. And then he averaged 28 in 2017, and they got swept by Cleveland. I guess that's what DeMar did too. So what are we talking? Paul George does not. Paul George does not. Wait, Dub.
There was a game they were up 25 in that series.
I'm gonna be real.
Wait, open gym. Wait, the full open gym. Because what I'm trying to say is Paul George hasn't done shit in the playoffs yet. We are up here trying to act like he did something that was so crazy.
He just did something that was better than DeMar DeRozan. That's all that
we're talking about Manu Ginobili now.
I have Manu.
For the sake of this argument, you put Paul. For the sake of this argument, I'm looking through all you put Paul George next to Tim Duncan.
What?
And Tony Parker? Oh my God! I'm sorry, guys.
If you put Paul George next to Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, what do you think he's doing? Come on,
he's
bro.
Going crazy. He's going crazy.
Let's stop,
like,
bro.
Come on.
Yeah, but you're
stop. I'm not.
If you're doing that,
bro.
if you're doing that,
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Jay. I have to continue what he's going on, right? I've never, and I love Manu, bro, and this is why it hurts me. Because,
I love Manu. I really do.
But y'all put him on a level. Yo, Tucson, there was an episode I really had to argue who was the second option. I had to argue that between him and Tony Parker. In my head, I'm like, I didn't think I ever had to argue that. I didn't think I would have to argue.
I didn't think it was an argument either.
No,
Hey,
Mars, stop. I didn't think I
didn't.
would have to argue that Manu is not better than Paul George. This is crazy.
This is
Manu's-
unbelievable.
you guys-
Manu's better than Paul George, bro.
You guys are
Manu's
acting
better
like
than Paul
it's
George.
like not a
His
conversation.
role, yes. Manu's great at his role.
Better basketball player than Paul George.
Oh my,
Listen,
that's
basketball. All right, let's talk
blasphemous.
about basketball
Yes.
players. Let's
Yo,
talk-
wait, real quick, Dub. Hold on. Because like my dog had got out the fence, so that's what I missed. And I'm just want to say, thank God, I'm happy he did. So I missed that bullshit that y'all two was just down here spitting. Because I came in on the end of that, and I just want to thank God that my dog got out. Because I have to hear that fucking blasphemy.
You're gonna be hearing
that
more
you two
bullshit.
youngsters
You're
was
gonna
in
be
here
hearing.
spitting.
You're gonna be hearing more bullshit because even as basketball players, bro, as a scorer, you want to give that to Manu, sure. It's not that far off. As a passer playmaker, you want to give that to Manu. I'll give that to you. I don't think Paul George.
Easily.
Easily.
Yes,
Defense.
But that defense,
Manu played
Paul
D. He
George
locked down on
clears.
defense.
Paul
No.
George
He
clears that
doesn't
shit.
clear. He doesn't clear.
Clear.
He doesn't clear.
He doesn't clear.
He doesn't clear.
He
He
doesn't clear.
does not
No,
clear.
he
He
does
does
not
not
clear.
clear. He
He
does
does
not
not
clear,
clear.
bro.
Yo,
He does not
no
clear.
way. What
He
the
does not
way.
clear.
Are
He
y'all
does not
serious right
clear.
now?
He does
No
not
way.
clear.
Dub,
Hold on.
wait. Let me get you. See, Dub, when you initially, I'm hearing you, and I'm like, okay. But then you say some shit like that, and it's just like it discredits everything you said, bro.
No. Hold on.
I see you wasn't watching, bro. I forget that was 10 years ago, bro. You wasn't there.
If y'all going at Dub on the defense, I'm going at y'all for saying Manu's just as good as a scorer as Paul George is. Stop that. He's not. He's
Why is he?
I
Why?
think
Why
he
is
is.
he?
bro. He's not.
I
He's
think-
not.
Why?
He's
Hold on.
not.
Yeah, you have to-
Why?
He's
You have to-
he's
Don't go
not
on that
gonna
boat too
create.
soft. Please
He's
don't.
not.
Please do this. I
You're gonna lose
cannot
the
wait.
Why?
Let him do it. Let him do it.
I just
Let
wanna
him
know
talk.
why
Let him
he's
talk.
Manu is not a better scorer
Why?
than Paul George.
Why?
He will not create the same looks for himself the same way Paul George can.
What
He's not
was
a
Manu Ginobili doing? What was Manu Ginobili doing? Just catch and shoot.
He's not simply catching and shooting, but I'm saying it's different looks when you have other pieces around you. Paul George never played with the player the caliber of Tim Duncan.
Really?
Who George best scoring
Kawhi
season?
Leonard.
Who George best scoring season is when he plays next to Russell Westbrook, one of the best playmakers of the last 10 years. That's by far his best scoring season. When he plays next to someone creating for him. Paul George self-creation is not very efficient. Paul George self-creation is not very efficient.
To say Russell Westbrook creates for Paul George is crazy.
He did. What was you watching?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It wasn't watching, bro. Clearly weren't watching.
That's crazy.
Paul George, when he has to create for himself, is not that
Russell
great.
Westbrook to create for him.
So why would
I never said needed. I said he was. I said that's what was happening. Whether or not he needed it is irrelevant. I said it was happening. Russell Westbrook was creating for him.
season. Why? All of a sudden,
Hold
why?
on. What happened? I'm sorry. What did you say, Ron?
Why does Paul George not average 25 over 25 in any other season except for that one season when he played with Russ and he averaged 28? What? That was just what he just. That was different in the water.
That was his best. That was his best.
That was his peak season. That was his peak. Oh, and it just happened to be alongside Russ. Huh? Ironic.
Look. Okay, but when has Manu Ginobili ever put up 25?
Check this out, though. Check this out, because that's what I was about to get to. Paul George during that year when he was averaging 28. Guess how many shots he shot a game during that year? He had 21 field goal attempts. Now Manu Ginobili in his highest scoring year, it was 19.5. He shot 13 shots a game. So what do you think Manu Ginobili does if you give him 8 more shots? How much do you think he averages?
I don't know.
What's that efficiency looking like, too?
Manu Ginobili clears in efficiency regular season and playoffs.
Dude averaged 28 on 21 shots. So I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of dudes, if you give 21 shots a game, they can average 28. And Manu is easily one of those type of dudes. Easily.
Listen, I just want to go back on the defense tangent, right? I don't think it's close as a defender.
Why?
Especially because I just think as a defender, as an on-ball defender, as a versatile defender as well, I'm leaning more on Paul George to be that guy for my team. especially when there's really nobody else but him on that team than Manu Ginobili. I mean, it's easier to look like a good defender when you have Tim Duncan, Bruce Bowen, and that defensive system in play on that team. So the way I look at it, if Paul George on that team, shit.
Thank you.
Bro, that defense is locking the fuck up. Like way better than it was doing. And PG ain't coming off the bench. He's
and
not.
PG is, and it won't even be a discussion to bring Paul George off the bench.
And that's the problem right there. Because Manu didn't have to come off the bench. Manu could have started at the 2 guard for every team except for the Lakers and the Heat. Only because Kobe and D-Wade was over there. Y'all crazy if y'all think Manu could have easily been on the starting team.
You really think?
No, he's right about that.
Bobby,
he's right about
you're confusing what we're saying. Nobody's disputing that. Nobody's even saying
I'm confused because you're talking nonsense. I'm not used to having these type of...
We're not even saying that Manu's a bad defender. I never said that. I'm just saying compared to Paul George is not.
Yeah, I'm not having that defensive conversation because y'all wrong about that.
If we put Manu on that Pacers team, I'm sorry. I really don't think they competing against.
You know what? Time out.
Go ahead. Talk to him, bro.
You put Manu on that Pacers team, they're a much better team.
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
I think nostalgia's hitting again.
Get him, Ron. Smoking that nostalgia pack.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Because Manu is such a much better playmaker than Paul George that I think he does a better job of getting Roy Hibbert, David West, and Danny Granger involved. I think that offense moved a little more fluid.
Roy Hibbert is limited offensively. What is he?
He was there for a year. He was there for a year.
Roy Hibbert is
limited. I think Danny Granger. Was there.
Danny Granger was there in 2012. He was there.
On top of that, y'all talking about what Manu wasn't, what he wouldn't have been. And I know since this is a very hypothetical conversation, I'm gonna keep the hypotheticals going. If Danny Granger wouldn't have got hurt, we wouldn't even know about Paul George like that. So let's stop with all that. Let's stop with all that because these are
that's not a bad.
Let's cut that shit out because y'all like Manu couldn't have done this. Manu was coming off the bench like that. Like that's supposed to be a knock. No, that's actually praise because Manu didn't have to come off the bench. He bought into a system, which a lot of superstars nowadays, these prima donnas, they wouldn't have done that. Manu could have blew that whole shit up and been like, no, I'm starting or get me out of here. And that's a line he could have pushed because any other team except for the Lakers and the Heat would have been like, bring him over here. Y'all are saying things that are supposed to be a knock to his resume, which in all actuality is actually praising him. Because once again, like I said before, that team, a lot of those cats, they could have left. Michael Finley didn't have to come over there and try to win a championship. Them guys could have went and been stars on other teams, bro. They chose not to.
Michael Finley went over there after his prime.
No offense, Bobby.
And he was still starting. He was still starting.
No. I don't want to get that misconstrued though. I'm not using that as a knock against Ginobili. I'm just saying. I just don't think he's better than Paul George. That's all.
I don't understand how we woke up today and decided to have a conversation of putting Paul George in the same conversation as Manu Ginobili. So are we saying Paul George is
hold on, wait. Y'all said a bunch of bullshit. Y'all said a bunch of bullshit that needs to be.
We did that. What do we say?
Number one, the whole Danny Granger thing is just idiotic.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Doug.
No, wait. Let me finish, bro. To sit here and try to knock a player just because he got some PT and some burn is the weirdest thing to go on.
I'm not knocking him for that.
He burned. That don't take away from how great of a player he is. Number one. Number two.
It does not.
Ron,
You're right.
Ron, you talk about that Indiana Pacers team. What was so great about that Indiana Pacers team as well was
David West
was the defense that they had as well. So Manu Ginobili coming in. You want to say he's a better playmaker, makes it easier for the guys around him. That's fine. The offense gets a little bit better. The drop off on defense, I think is more crucial. I think they would drop off. I think they would drop off.
I think they would drop off.
They would drop off. Only is defensive versatility. He's taller, so he can guard more positions.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I really
think would take a drop if Manu's there and Paul George's not. They would take a drop.
I really think y'all are overrating Manu's defense. One-on-one, Manu's not locking up anybody like Paul George. I'm gonna be real.
I don't even think one-on-one Paul George is locked down.
look like that?
Paul George got cleansed.
No, send me the clip.
Ask Joe Ingles. Ask Joe Ingles if he got cleansed.
When I think Paul George defense, I just think he's good like chasing shoes, he's good getting around screens, and he's good in passing. I don't think of him.
JD, get in touch with Joe Ingles and ask him how good of an on-ball defender Paul George is.
Paul George on the ball isn't anything spectacular. I think it's everything else.
So what is Manu good at? What is he so
Manu Ginobili to me is better on the ball than Paul George was.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
Manu was a minute.
I think he was. Paul George on the ball wasn't that great. To me.
We actually.
Maybe I was watching different.
Bob, you know what's funny? Why this is so funny is because we actually do have a direct line to Joe Ingles.
Yeah. On top of the versatility.
You know, when I was in Australia, I realized. My bad, Dub. Go ahead.
On top of the versatility that Manu brings, not Manu. On top of the versatility that PG brings, if you want to say that fucking Manu's a better on-ball defender, sure. It's not by a crazy margin.
I agree.
I don't think Paul George is a lockdown defender. I'll never say that. I don't never seen him as a lockdown defender.
My whole point was Paul George doesn't clear him defensively. That's why
he clears him. The versatility is what separates.
He clears him.
And you're a guy that loves that. You're a guy who loves that.
I think Paul George is better defensively. I don't think he clears.
I think there is a conversation for Paul George and Manu for sure, but like you could take either way. Either one. I think it's crazy that you might think that it's like not a conversation. I think it is a good conversation.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. The player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.